Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you another update. This is the 1972 Volkswagen Bus. In an earlier video we shared with you the progress we were making. We did a lot of sanding on all the flat areas, and then after that we did all the media blasting or sandblasting in the safer areas. Now that we have all of the sandblasting done, we still have to sand by hand the whole top of the roof. But in the meantime, our steel, we had a really big steel order that just arrived, and here's an example of one of the several pieces. We'll show you in an upcoming video some of the other panels. And this is an excellent reproduction. So what we've started doing is measuring and marking and cutting out all of the rotten and previously poorly repaired sections, and then getting ready to put our new metal replacement panels in place. So there's going to be quite a bit of work that's going to go on. There's a lot of measuring and marking. We just wanted to give you an idea, because basically you have to get rid of, and you have to do it very carefully, you have to get rid of all of the previous repairs and expose all of the main correct structure, and then you build or rebuild from that original structure. So for example, you can see this inner wheel well. This is the remainder of the original wheel well, and what we're doing now is we're going to remove all those spot welds so that we're back to the original, just the inner panel. This outer panel will be all gone, and then we have a replacement panel that we'll be using to go in there. And then you can see along the back, pardon me, so we've basically measured and cut out. We still have a little bit of drilling to do, but we've cut out the rotten and damaged taillight section on the driver's side. And then you can see we've done the same thing on the passenger side, because we want to be able to expose all of the previous repairs. What's done right obviously will leave, but what's done incorrectly we're going to remove. And you can see where we've measured and marked and cut out this section, and then we'll continue on. Excuse me, we'll measure and mark, and then we'll be cutting this section out that's all rotted away and incorrect also. And then we'll share with you some of the replacement panels that we have. So we'll just come back around to the back here, and you can see there's quite a bit of, before we put it in our scrap bin, you can see where there's been a lot of repairs done over the years, and we've got some caulking and sealant, and just, you know, and this is typical. What we find is little tiny patches that people make, and they use caulking and all kinds of things to try and hold things together to limp the van along. And then attaching a rusted panel, or sorry, a new panel on top of a rusted panel, which has been done years ago, and that just never really works. So there's a lot of scrap here, and we'll be getting rid of all this, and you can see, because really this is the kind of stuff that you need to look at. And you can see once again where people have just tacked on repairs on top of repairs, and it just continues to rust. And if you don't eliminate the rust and you weld on top of rust, obviously it's just going to continue. So we'll be getting rid of all the scrap metal that we don't need. And there's another example there. This is a bottom pocket, and we've got 2 layers of rust on top of rust. So this outer piece, believe it or not, is a newer piece that they've set on top of the original, and you can see where they had all the rot and they just added to the top of it, and it really hasn't done much because you just got all this junky stuff. So now that we're getting all the bad stuff gone, we're going to replace this panel. It's a homemade panel along this back filler, and it's on an angle. It's and that's why the Bondo or body filler was so thick along here. If you put a level on it, it's almost on about a 30-degree angle, and this is supposed to be complete straight up and down. So we'll be removing that and continuing. So we got to make sure that everything that we bond or weld to is fixed. So you got this back corner here where your support piece is rotted away. It's very common. So what we'll do is we'll repair. We'll cut out that nasty part. We'll weld in a new piece. And then we'll have all the main structure ready before we put the external panel on. So quite a bit of progress on this van. Still a long ways to go, but this is the 1972 Volkswagen Bus. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.